to raise our united voice against the Waqf Amendment Act 2025. I stand before you today to speak on a matter that is not only deeply religious but also strongly constitutional and legal. As I have been given only a 5 minutes time, I will focus on the most important points. So let us begin with the section 3 clause G of the Waqf Amendment Act 1995 defines Waqf as a permanent dedication of a movable and immovable property by a Muslim for the purposes recognized under the Islamic law, which includes religion, charity and public welfare. Waqf is not a personal property, nor it is a government land. It is a sacred property entrusted to the community, meant to serve noble purposes like education, feeding the poor, running the mosque and helping orphans and widows. If we look at the Constitution of India, which guarantees full protection for religious institutions, Article 26 of the Constitution of India gives every religious denomination the right to manage its own religious affairs, to establish and maintain religious and charitable institutions, and to administer property in accordance with the law. So when the government interferes with the administration of Waqf by controlling appointments, restricting leases, acquiring lands, or introducing politicized amendments, it is not just overreach, it is a violation of constitutional rights. Further, the Waqf Act itself prevents government overreach. Under Section 13, establishes state Waqf boards, which are legally responsible for the administration of Waqf. These boards are meant to consist of Muslims members from various sectors of society, scholars, mutawallis, and professionals, ensuring that the control remains with the community, not with the government. Section 14 specifies how these members must be appointed with proper representation, not by the government dictate. Section 51 strictly prohibits the sale, mortgage, lease, or transfer of Waqf property without prior approval of the Waqf board. This protects Waqf lands from being misused or grabbed in the name of development. And very importantly, Section 85 of the Waqf Act clearly states that civil courts have no jurisdiction over Waqf matters. Only the Waqf tribunals under Section 83 has the power to hear Waqf-related disputes. It means that even government officials or authorities cannot act outside the tribunal system or override Waqf law. So the law is very clear. Waqf is a protected religious trust. Its administration is by the community and for the community. Any attempt by the government to interfere, to take control or pass one-sided amendments is a violation of both the Indian Constitution and Islamic principles. Waqf is not just a land. It is a legacy of faith, charity and justice. It belongs to the people and it must be protected by the people. Here I would like to quote two Quranic verses. Surah Al-Ashr, ayah number 19, speaks about giving a share of wealth to beggars, outcasts and needy people. Surah Al-Imran, ayah number 92, you shall never attain righteousness until you give of that which you love, and whatever you give truly, Allah knows it well. Hadith also tells us that when Khalifa Umar acquired valuable lands during the Battle of Khyber, he asked Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, what to do with this land. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, don't sell this land, but keep this land and use its produce and benefit for pious religious purposes. Khalifa Umar followed these advices by setting up the land as Waqf. He says that it should not be sold or inherited. The income from it should go to the poor, needy, relatives, slaves, wanderers, and most importantly for the propagation of Islam. In essence, The Waqf Amendment Act 2025 is not just a legislative system or a reform, it is an unconstitutional attempt to dismantle a centuries-old religious institution, undermine minority rights, and impose state dominance over community faith. The Muslim community must unite in challenging these rights to protect the sanctity of Waqf, uphold constitutional freedoms, and resist any infringements on religious and legal autonomy. So, from this, I would like to wind up and all to give this as it is like an unconstitutional, and you have to follow Waqf. You have to disagree with this Waqf Amendment Act 2025 by saying the slogan Waqf Bachao, Dastur Bachao.